Solo Leveling is one of the most popular anime in recent time. The world filled with monsters, demons, dungeons, and our hero has to face them all. Today, we're gonna rank 20 strongest characters in Solo Leveling. What do you think? Who is the strongest? Kamish. Kamish is the first S rank monster to be present in the series, following the emergence of the first ever S rank gate. He is single handedly responsible for laying waste to entire American West Coast and killing multiple S rank hunters, other than the final five that ultimately defeated it. Kamish was genuinely a calamity humanity was not prepared for. Being an S rank magic beast, Kamish can speak as he possesses intelligence similar to human, and rather a fierce ego. Like all magical beasts, Kamish had a huge bloodlust and a hate for humanity due to the commands from the rulers. Originally a servant of Antares, the monarch of destruction, Kamish was captured by the rulers after the first war and was sealed in an essence stone, which enabled him to merge from the S rank portal thousands of years later. Go Gun Hee. Chairman of the Korean Association of Hunter, Chairman Go Gun Hee is a Korean S rank hunter who had to retire due to his old age, as his body could no longer contain the amount of power he possessed. Easily once Korea's most powerful hunter until the appearance of Jinho, and a potential rival to Cha Hae-in, Chairman Gun Hee is immensely powerful individual. However, the series never showcased the full extent of his power, and the testament to his power is that he is one of the four humans chosen to be vessels for the rulers, capable of using rulers' authority and spiritual body manifestation. The chairman ultimately dies at the hands of the Frost Monarch in an event that kick-started the war against the Monarchs. Christopher Reed, one of the America's strongest hunter and one of the 5 national level hunter, Christopher Reed was a 3rd rank hunter in the world, and he's shown somewhat arrogant due to his belief in his power, and understandably so. He is one of the characters who can use spiritual body manifestation, and he does so in the battle against the Monarchs. Usually operating alone, Reed was clever enough to know when to take caution. Reed was one of the 4 vessels of the ruler, and just like the chairman, he is capable of ruler's authority and spiritual body manifestation. Despite his power, his death was unavoidable at the hands of multiple monarchs, but not without putting up a fight. Liu Zhigang, one of the strongest hunter in all of Asia. Liu Zhigang is a Chinese S-rank hunter, ranked 2nd globally. As one of the 5 national level hunters, Liu Zhigang is also the ruler's vessel, which implies the magnitude of his strength. Shown to be battle-hungry and somewhat harsh, Liu does not sugarcoat his words, especially in a conversation of powers. However, he is friendly towards the people he has acknowledged, especially individuals more powerful than him, a trait that was showed when he admitted the power gap between himself and Jingwu. As the ruler's vessel, Liu is capable of ruler's authority and theoretically spiritual body manifestation, although he never gets to use the latter in the series. Thomas Andre. The strongest of the 5 national level hunter, Thomas Andre officially ranks 1st in the world and is America's strongest hunter. He is also known as the Goliath. Thomas Andre's physics pales in comparison with other humans. Thomas is portrayed to be aggressive and proud, but he also has a strong sense of companionship. This is shown when Dong Su Wong went after Jingwu, even after Thomas said not to. Typically the national level hunter, Thomas Andre is the ruler's vessel. He is capable of using ruler's authority and spiritual body manifestation. Despite being immensely powerful as a human, he could only fight as equal to Rakan, one of the monarchs, as a fair amount of time. But he almost lost his life when the monarch decided to take him seriously and not hold back. The Monarch of the Plague. The Monarch of the Plague, also referred as Quisha, is the queen of insects and is one of the strongest characters in Solo Leveling. However, she is one of the weakest monarchs. Quisha's beauty does nothing to hide a bloodthirsty nature. In the Monarchs war arc, where she, the Monarch of Frost, the Monarch of Beastly Fang, battle against Sung Jingwu, she morphed using spiritual body manifestation. Being able to use spiritual body manifestation signifies an unquestionable strength. But unfortunately, it wasn't strong enough to conquer Jingwu, who killed her. Igris. Commander Igris is one of the Sung Jinwu's strongest shadow. However, before his rise to great power as Sung Jin-woo's shadows, he was one of the knights in the dungeon. Sung Jin-woo encountered this dungeon when he was doing his solo mission for Job Chain. In this dungeon, Sung Jin-woo had to use his wits and drawn out strength to defeat the monsters. One of the major perks Jin-woo obtained after conquering the dungeon was necromancy, an ability to resurrect the dead. Using this power, Jin-woo revived Igris, who became his loyal Shadow Knight. Throughout the series, Igris' power increased significantly, allowing him to reach martial rank in Jin-woo's army. Biru. The Antkin Biru is an interesting character in the solo leveling series. He first appeared in Jeju Island arc. Biru was the main product of ant evolution, which triggered the whole world to take action. This phenomena caused powerful hunters to team up and eliminate all the evolved ants in Jeju Island. At first, the raid went on without any problems until Biru appeared. The ant king easily killed many powerful hunters until he was stopped by Jin-woo, who triumphed over him in a power clash. As usual, Jin-woo added him to his large army of soldiers. At the end of the series, Biru reached a position of marshal in his army. Monarch of the White Flames. Demon King Baron, also known as the Monarch of the White Flames, was the final villain boss for Jin-woo to eliminate as he reached the 100th floor in his solo mission. Although Baron was created by the architect and was not an absolute being, he wasn't any weak. In fact, he gave Jin-woo a hard time during their battle, since he was stronger than Jin-woo at that time. Regardless, Jin-woo won the battle by leveraging on his battle wits. The moment Baron's concentration wavered a bit, Jin-woo used this opportunity to kill Baron and claimed his wyvern ride, Kaizen, as his trophy. Monarch of the Iron Body. The Monarch of the Iron Body, the king of monstrous humanoids, is one of the strongest characters in solo leveling. In the Japan Crisis arc, solo leveling introduced the Monarch, where he and the Beast Monarch killed Chris, the third strongest hunter in the United States, and mutilated his corpse. This Monarch is one of the few characters that can use erasure, an ability that wipes out one's very existence from the universe. Despite possessing great strength, he tried talking out the Frost Monarch from attacking Jin-woo, the Shadow Monarch, due to his powerful abilities. In the manga, the Monarch of the Iron Body possessed the spiritual body manifestation, which allowed him to morph into monstrous-looking golem. The Monarch of the Iron Body tried to use his ability to overpower Biru, Thomas Andre and Bellion. However, he failed and was defeated by the trio. Monarch of the Beginning. The Monarch of the Beginning, Legia, also referred as the King of the Giant, is another powerful character in solo leveling. One of this character's strong points is his immense physical strength. At some point in the manga, despite being restrained, the Monarch still managed to prove his extraordinary strength. The Monarch of the Beginning makes up for his lack of vital mana with his wind pressure ability, which allows him to create and manipulate the wind pressure. The Monarch also possessed self-casting abilities that granted him the power to obtain the truth from his adversary. It wasn't possible to lie to this powerful Monarch. Bellion. Bellion is reserved as the strongest shadow in existence that served Ashbourne, the Shadow Monarch. He was also the Grand Marshal of Ashbourne's military might. Bellion proved that the title bestowed onto him was not for show. During the battle with Jin-woo against some of the monarchs, he was a monster. One of the reasons Bellion's immense strength is that Bellion was born from the World Tree. Bellion also revealed his strength during his battle with Biru, where he tanked a blow that was intended to harm his head easily. Sung Yeo-wong. Sung Yeo-wong is Sun Jin-woo's father, proving that fighting runs in their family. With full, long and messy hair, his eyes glow whenever he uses his ability. Sung Yeo-wong is revealed to be ruler's vessel. Consequently, Sung Yeo-wong being a vessel for one of these beings is a testament to his strength. Despite his powerful feats, Sung Yeo-wong has one fatal weakness: vulnerability to mana attacks. Regardless of his fatal weakness, he managed to battle the Monarch of the Frost, keeping him at bay for Sung Jin-woo to recover. Monarch of the Beastly Fangs. The Monarch of the Beastly Fangs, also known as the King of the Beast, is among the strongest of the powerful monarchs. His brute strength was revealed during the clash with Thomas Andre, the US's strongest hunter, where he managed to overpower him despite holding back. In the manga, his presence alone was enough to strike fear in the hearts of many powerful hunters. His main ability is centered on his strength, so he barely uses any mana-based attack. However, despite his powerful strength, the Monarch is a coward that flees whenever he encounters any powerful adversary. Monarch of the Frost. The Monarch of the Frost is another powerful monarch. Alternately known as the King of the Snow, the Monarch is an ice elf that uses ice-based ability, relying on ice magic. Consequently, he can create and manipulate ice golems to do his bidding. The Monarch's ability mostly relies on the creation of ice-based weapons, such as ice arrows and spears. Also, he possesses the ability to freeze other powerful beings, encasing them in solid ice, which is created at sub-zero temperatures. The Rulers. The Rulers are the first being created by the Absolute Being. Consequently, they're the first subject and his minions. For a long time, the Rulers waged war against the Monarchs, led by Ashborn, who was also the ruler at the time. However, the Rulers discovered the war, the death, the suffering caused by their clashes only served as entertainment for the Absolute Being. After discovering this, the Rulers ganged up on the Absolute Being, killed him successfully, proving their incredible power. In the series, their power were utilized by powerful humans like Thomas Andre, Go Gun Hee, and Sung Gyo Yong. This category of humans were referred as the Ruler's Vessel. Monarch of Destruction. The Monarch of Destruction, Antares, is true to his title. He is the bringer of destruction and chaos. As the King of the Dragon, his spiritual manifestation ability allows him to transform into monstrous red dragon that surpasses even Kamish. One of his unique ability is Dragon's Fear, which entices fear onto opponents that are weaker than him. The Monarch of Destruction was Sung Jin Woo's final opponent in solo leveling, and he managed to fight evenly with Jin Woo. Anthony's Breath of Destruction is another powerful ability that completely erases his opponent. Monarch of Shadows. The Monarch of Shadows, also known as Ashborn, has an interesting story in solo leveling. Initially, he was among the 7 rulers, known as the greatest fragment of brilliant light. However, he betrayed the rulers, and ironically, he became the Monarch of Shadows. Undoubtedly, the Monarch of Shadows is among the most powerful characters in the manga. Using Ruler's ability, he transfers his powers to others, which he does to Sung Jin Woo. However, his Monarch ability mainly consists of shadow extraction, and he can strengthen his shadow minions. Sung Jin Woo. Sung Jin Woo is the protagonist of solo leveling. At the end of the manga, he was undoubtedly the strongest monarch and a hunter. With millions of soldiers at his command, Sung Jin Woo possesses limitless mana and a very powerful ability. Damage Reduction. Damage Reduction reduces any attack directed at Sung Jin Woo by 50%. Sung Jin Woo possesses time causality, meaning that he transcends the concept of time, making him immortal. Among his many powerful abilities, his attack power, speed, and regeneration easily rank him among the strongest character in solo leveling. The Absolute Being. At a glance, you may think Sung Jin Woo is the strongest character in solo leveling. But he's not. The Absolute Being is. The Absolute Being is the creator of solo leveling universe. Naturally, he possesses the ability to create life from nothing, and is responsible for creating rulers and monarchs. Despite his godly nature, he was depicted to be cruel, because he allows the rulers to constantly fight the monarchs for his entertainment. The Absolute Being is an apex being in the solo leveling universe, but he was killed by the 7 rulers. Proof of fact that none of them had the power to stand against him without backup.